same kind of thinking that caused them. These words will change your reality because poverty can't survive in a dough chaser's mentality.
The beat majors.
So to all my dough chasers, it's time to get this party started now.
I like it.
With your host, Jason White.
Yo, what's up, dough chasers? Let me make sure let me know if you can hear me on Dough Chaser TV. Tonight we are talking about the top 5 money problems Americans make. If you can hear me, let me know. Please type 1 if you can hear me. Let me see, Mr. Leach, I sent you a tracking code. As soon as that hat is sent out, you will get you'll be able to track that shipment. It typically takes up to 7 days though, so you should be getting that any day now. Hey Muriel, how you doing? Let me know if you can hear me. Type 1 if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, type 2. If anyone types 2, then you're playing me because that means you can hear me. All right. So yeah, tonight we are talking about the top 5 money problems Americans face. Let me see here. Let me pull up my notes really quick. And tonight's subject should be a good one. I think a lot of people are going to have a better understanding of what they should be focused on when it comes to their finances. Maybe some of you are going to get a better understanding of what you need to do to improve your finances. But at the end of the day, this is a conversation that we all need to have because some of you are not taking your finances as serious as you should. And when you understand how impactful your finances are to your, standard of living, maybe you'll do something, better when it comes to managing the money you make. So we're going to be talking about this, not too touchy. Hopefully no feelings are hurt. But someone always, I think it was my grandma. My grandma always told me that if the truth hurts, it's supposed to. Okay. So we're going to be talking about finances tonight. The top 5 money problems Americans face. As you come in, let me know who you are and where you're from. We're going to get this started in a moment. So my name is Jason White. I am the CEO and founder of Witness Riches. And your host of tonight's show, Dough Chaser TV. And basically, when we created this segment, it was to give you all a better understanding of the Dough Chaser's mentality. Okay, and a lot of people, when I talk about being a Dough Chaser and how people have Dough Chaser traits, people they look at it a little differently. And a dough chaser is someone who is improving their finances and seeking a financial advantage, okay? Nothing deeper than that. That's what a dough chaser is. And if you are someone who is looking to improve your finances, you are working on improving your finances, and you're also looking to gain some kind of financial advantage, my friend, you are a dough chaser. And at the end of the day, the information that we share with you is to help you transcend financially. Transcend or die trying. All right. So the information that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, we're going to be talking about is to basically help you bring in riches. Okay. We need to have the understanding. Okay. First. And once we have the understanding, we can begin to bring this understanding into the world and begin to make whatever we want into reality. All right. So the first problem that Americans face is they struggle to make ends meet. Majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, okay? And basically what that is they make enough to just pay their bills. Or sometimes they rob Peter to pay Paul, meaning that they don't even make enough to pay their bills and they're borrowing from other bills to pay other bills, right? We were making a joke earlier. Well, the joke was made at me. I don't know if you actually meant it or not, but My man's was like, you actually made a t-shirt that says, I was not born to pay bills and die? You're damn right. We made that shirt because you all need to understand that you were not here. You were not born to just pay bills and die. You were born, you have a bigger purpose. You're also here to thrive, right? Also here to make this world a better place. And in order for us to contribute to this world, we first have to get our finances in order, because if we don't have our finances in order, 9 times out of 10, a lot of things aren't in order and we are not able to contribute, okay? And at the end of the day, it's all about helping you transcend financially. So, struggling to make ends meet. Why are people struggling to make ends meet? Well, one thing that I have come to the understanding and come to the conclusion is a lot of people are struggling to make their ends meet due to the fact that they don't have an understanding of what their ends are. They don't have an understanding of their expenses. They don't have an understanding of how much income they're actually bringing in. I still have people when I ask them how much money do you make, they still tell me their gross income. No, dude. How much money are you bringing home after taxes? People, when they share how much money they make, they're sharing the wrong number. So when we're basing everything off the wrong number, of course, we're not going to get the results that we want because that number isn't real, right? So when we are looking to fix this problem of, making our ends meet by basically living a comfortable life, in order to do that, we first have to have an understanding of where we are financially. Okay? A lot of, myself included, a lot of you, when you entered into this adult world, the first thing you were looking to do when you got your income was create some expenses. How many of us were coming into the game looking to make some kind of financial advantage? How many of us were looking to come into this game to create additional avenues of income? 99% of the people, I'm trying to buy me some new shoes. Not 99% of the people, but 99% of the people are trying to find a way to spend their money, okay? They're trying to find a way to have some fun with the money when they enter this adult life. And the thing is, without us, truly understanding of what it takes to be successful as an adult, we keep these mentalities, we keep these habits, we keep them going without understanding that, damn, I'm actually digging a deeper hole for myself without actually knowing it. If you are watching this and you have children, please make the investment, take the time out to share with your kids the importance of having your finances in order before you make money. Meaning that they need to have that mentality. They need to have an understanding of what it's going to take for them to be a success. And we need to define what a success is. Okay? So a big reason why people are struggling to make ends meet is due to the fact that, for one, they never created a plan for themselves with their finances, for one, okay? And then two, their mentality is to create expenses for themselves. And they make so many expenses, you, me, we make so many expenses that, damn, I can't even keep this shit up. Excuse my language, this just gets so real for me, right? Like, I can't even maintain this. I got so many expenses. If I were to look at my credit card, I have one credit card where I pay, some of my, my small subscriptions. If I were to look at that right now, I can guarantee you I have 5 things that I probably should not be paying, that I'm paying probably $10 a month on, $50 a month, just wasted. So when I get done with this, baby, my wife, if you're watching this, make sure you remind me to look at that credit card statement so I can cancel those subscriptions. Anyway, we have this mentality just to go create expenses. Let me sign up for this. Let me buy this. Let me do that. Let me do that. And we're not really thinking about the long-term goal, which brings me to my second problem that many of us face. And that is, we are, instead of living for tomorrow and the future, having a vision of ourselves 10 years down the road, we can't get past today. Too many people are living for today. What can I do today? What can I do today? And the problem with that kind of thinking is, one, you don't have a long-term vision, okay? So what are you actually living for? You're living for the moment. And if you're continuously living for the moment, that costs money. If you need to be happy, of course you want to be happy, but if you need to spend money to be happy and you're living for the moment and not living for the future, that costs money. No wonder a lot of us are broke, because we make money the goal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So if you are a follower of the dough chaser mentality, and some of you have a dough chaser manifesto, one of the manifestos is, I do not make money. Money is not the goal, basically, okay? I'm about to get the poster so I can read it verbatim. But basically, money is not the goal, but it is a tool. And too many of us are living as if we just live for our paycheck. Too many of us are living for a paycheck, instead of living for a deeper purpose and using that money that we make as the tool to actually fulfill that purpose. How many of you have dreams that you actually want to make real? There's too many of you watching this, and you have nonprofits that you want to create. You have foundations that you want to create. You have businesses that you want to create. You have after-school programs that you want to create. But many of you won't have that ability to create these foundations, these nonprofits, these businesses, because you're constantly working for a paycheck. You're constantly working for the paycheck so that you can create more expenses for yourself, instead of trying to create a way to bring that idea into reality. So the way that you're using your money, you're basically playing yourself. You're hustling backwards. And you've been working too hard for too long not to be able to actually live the life that you want. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that you can go out there and get a Lamborghini, get a mansion. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have goals for yourself. You have a vision, right? But you're not living for that vision. You're living for the paycheck. Okay? You get where I'm going with this? Many of you have a vision, you have an actual idea that you want to bring into this world, but you're not living to make that a real thing. What you're living for is, I'm about to work these 40 hours this week, my paycheck is going to be this, and I'm about to spend my paycheck on this, that, and I'm about to have a blast this weekend. But you're having a hard time putting money away because you're not thinking about money being a tool. A lot of people feel like, their ideas and their dreams and their businesses that they have in their mind, we need to give that to them. But you have to earn that. In order for you to earn that, you have to make the sacrifice to make it a reality. And a lot of you are unable to do that because you're not living for tomorrow. You are living for the moment. Okay? And a big reason why a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, they're struggling to make ends meet, is because instead of living for the future and living according to that, by making adjustments with their finances to bring those dreams and ideas into reality, we do the opposite. We spend that money on things that make us happy, right? If your idea of being happy involves spending your money, you don't deserve to be happy. You have to make a sacrifice. Let me know who we got in here. We got Tasha Garland from North Carolina, Tiffany, Florida, Aggie, King 33, North Carolina. We got Antonio from Alabama, Gary from California. How y'all doing? As you join us, let me know who you are and where you're from. Tonight we are talking about the top 5 money problems Americans face. And if you're American, that means that out of these 5 issues, you probably are facing 4 or 5. 4 of the 5. 80%, more than 80% of Americans have less than, I believe it's $400 inside of their savings account. That means that if you were to get hit with some kind of emergency that costs $1,000, you cannot depend on yourself for it. And a lot of you are working too hard not to be able to do that. Got Victoria from Florida. How you doing? So tonight we're talking about these problems, and the goal is to influence somebody to make better decisions when it comes to how they manage their money. Okay? You've been going through this for too long. You've been struggling with your finances for too long. When are you going to start doing something different? I know a lot of people, every time I come around, they bring up their credit or they bring up their finances. And, when I first started off in the financial improvement game, at first it was like, man, this is like, dude, like I do more than fixing credit and helping people improve their finances. But, I've come to the understanding that this is one of my gifts. And if people want to talk about their finances and the credit, thank God for it. Because they can talk to somebody else, right? So with this understanding and, with the education that I've acquired through picking up books, taking courses, taking classes, life experience, trial and error, I have understanding that a lot of you can benefit from. And that's why we're talking about finances tonight, so that you can be influenced by something that I'm saying, so that you can begin to really focus on taking your finances to the next level. Because like I was saying, a lot of people come up and talk to me, and I'll tell them, what they need to do. But then they come up and talk to me the next week about the same issue. Okay? When are we going to start doing better? And the answer to that is always yesterday. All right. Jared, can you help me fix my credit so I can open up my barbecue stand? Hey, I'm not mad at that. If you're interested in working with us, feel free to learn more about our program at the 700clubcreditrepair.com. Okay. So we were talking about people are struggling to make ends meet. People are living for today, living in the moment. Another problem that many Americans face is they accumulate too much debt. We have this microwave mentality. Like, dude, I want a new car and I want it now. I want a new house. I got a 580 credit score. They got these FHA loans. I'm about to get me a house now. And the mentality is just to satisfy that hunger for, the things that we want. It's not really to what can I do with this to make my life better. It's what can I do with this to be happy, right? And a lot of times that involves you taking out loans, buying a car, buying a house, buying something fancy. And the next thing you know, you have a payment on that. And the thing about debt is, if you're not patient enough to actually save for it or do it at the perfect time, then you're basically creating cash flow issues for yourself, okay? Cash flow is basically the money that you have that you're able to allocate towards certain things, right? And the more expenses that you create for yourself, the less cash flow that you will have to make things come into fruition for yourself, okay? So I was talking about a lot of you have ideas to create nonprofits, businesses, foundations, all these great things. But because you have this sense of entitlement, you feel entitled to having things when you want it instead of when you actually deserve it. You create payments for yourself. You create monthly obligations towards things that aren't making you more money. And this is a huge problem in America because Everybody is always looking to get the next best thing all the time. It's like we're never satisfied. Wait till that new iPhone come out. My iPhone right now is in great shape. I'm about to drop it. Not literally drop it. But I'm gonna you know what? I got this thing. You know what? This is not good enough anymore. That commercial inspired me. I need that phone.
Start feeling old.
Yeah, right. My good phone that I have right now starts to feel old, right? And it's that entitlement. You know, you have to understand that maybe I should wait. Maybe I should, instead of creating another monthly obligation for myself, maybe I should save for this if I really want it. Or maybe I should ask myself, Jason, do you really want this? Or does it sound good right now? Because a lot of times I have made decisions where I bought, some stuff, and 30 minutes on the way back home, I'm like, damn, do I really need to get that Apple Watch? And then I get home like, hey, babe, look what I got you. Right? And I know I'm not the only person who goes through that. Right? And we need, Tiffany, exactly, we need to change our mindset. It's good to say no. We have this entitlement mentality, and we feel like whenever, like my kids, I tell them all the time, just because you ask for it does not mean I'm going to say yes. But when they ask for something, they expect me to say yes. And when I say no, they get bummed out about it. But it's understanding the power of no is huge. Like we have clients who understand that 10% of their credit score is increased. How often are you looking to obtain new lines of credit, right? And they will get denied 10 times in 10 days. And then the next month, they'll try another 30 times to try to get approved. When if they just understood that no, the first 10 times meant no, their credit will be okay. But because they continue to inquire and try to get that yes, because they can't take the word no, they're entitled, they want what they want, and they need it now, their credit drops 55 points. And then they wonder like, dude, why is my credit score dropping? Because you keep inquiring for things that you're not going to get approved for. Okay? You need to understand that maybe you need to sacrifice for a few moments, okay? And work towards making it a reality. You don't need to get everything right now. And because we have that mentality that we deserve everything when we want it, people accumulate too much debt and create too many obligations for themselves, and it hurts their cash flow. Instead of you being able to invest in yourself, now you have to invest in the next man's company. Think about that. You have ideas for creating your own company. Did I unplug that? You have ideas to invest in your own company, but instead of you investing in your own business, you now have to invest in another man's company because you are not willing to sacrifice that thing for the bigger purpose. Huh. So due to your inability to say no to yourself for a temporary moment, I'm not saying for the rest of your life, but maybe, take a break for 6 months. After you pay off your car, don't just go buy another car. Use that money and build an emergency fund. Okay? Use that money and invest in your retirement because one day you won't be able to work. Use that money to free yourself from other debts. Okay? Lose the entitlement and understand that maybe you need to work on actually truly deserving and earning what you want. Okay? And that sometimes means that you have to make a temporary sacrifice. Okay? By all means, I feel like you're working your butt off. You're making this money. I feel more than you actually using that money to buy things, you deserve to be comfortable. You deserve peace of mind. I feel like that more than anything else, you deserve peace of mind and you deserve to be comfortable. A lot of times people will combat this argument. Well, Jason, I work 9 to 5. I've been working 50, 60-hour weeks, for the last 7 years. I deserve to get this new car. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how much money you got in the bank right now? Got a good $500. I'm like, what you deserve more than that is you deserve peace of mind. You deserve to have an emergency fund that is equal to that new car you want. You deserve to be able to go to sleep at night feeling like you got some money in the bank and you feel good about it. Because at the end of the day, you're giving this employer 60, 70 hours of your life every week. Use that money not to buy things. Because if that's all it took for you to stay with the company, you'll be a slave forever. Let me get some gold chains. If that's all it took for you to be to work here at Witness Riches, I'm gonna pay you in chains, and I'm gonna keep the profit. No, I'm just playing. If any of my employees are watching that, I do not mean that. I love you all. Just trying to make a point, okay? But at the end of the day, like when you really break it down, that's truly what people are doing. They make the money, and instead of using their money as a tool, that's what they're working for. That money is the goal. And what do they do with that money? They go buy shiny things. Hey, look at this new TV I got. Let me go sacrifice another 70 hours this week for another TV. What? Where do they do that at? Who raised you? We have to break the cycle, okay? Oftentimes, your mom or your dad, they have the same mentality, and they don't even know it, okay? But you, my friend, you who are watching this right now, you deserve better. But in order for you to get better, you have to understand that you are messing up, and you have to make the correction. All right? We got Mr. Keaton from ATL. Let me know who you are, where you're from. Jared Rose, South Texas. He said, yes, I'm ready right now. Honestly, I appreciate that. Is there anyone I can call and talk with? Yes, feel free to give our office a call. Our number is 567-318-5210. Okay, if you would like to talk to someone, we close in 10 minutes, actually. Okay, we are open tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not able to reach anyone this evening, you can always give us a call tomorrow. Okay, but I will let you know that once you sign up for our program, on the thank you page, we're going to invite you to schedule a 15-minute onboarding call with your client champion, okay? So just informational purposes, all right? But back to the subject. I want you all to understand that I do own a business, Witness Riches. We're a financial improvement company, and one of our big services is the 700 Club Credit Repair. So please don't get mad at me too much, for promoting, my company. That keeps the lights on around here. So. All right. The fourth problem that Americans face is making poor purchasing and investment decisions. Okay. Now, I can relate to this. Okay. A few years ago, the company, we saw massive growth. We grew like 300-400 clients in 2 months. And for me, that was unheard of. And I was super ecstatic. However, to get the client is one thing, but to maintain the relationship is another. And one thing, thank you, the real Bishop. I appreciate that. One thing that I didn't do a good job of as the leader of my company was establishing the client experience, okay, and making sure it was a good one. So our client experience was a little shaky. Our clients wanted better communication, meaning that they wanted to talk to someone on a regular basis. And the best that we could do at that time was, whenever you call. But now we have it structured in a way where our clients get a scheduled phone call every 30 days, okay? So at that time, I didn't understand how important the client experience was. I educated myself on it, trial and error, took some courses on it, and things have gotten a lot better. Still need improvement, but things have gotten a lot better. Anyway, but during that time, we saw a massive increase with the clients, but then like 3 months in a row, our clientele began to decrease. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, this ain't right. So based off of that need to fix this problem immediately, I took out and made a terrible investment decision. I was in a rush. I was offered a loan, and I didn't really look at the requirements of paying back the loan. I assumed that the payment structure was basically going to be every month I have a payment, and as long as it didn't exceed a certain number, I was good, right? But little did I know that the requirements of paying back this loan, some of you are going to laugh at me. It's okay. I've learned. I've been through it. I'm not going through it again. But anyway, it was sort of like a payday loan, but a payday loan for a business, okay? So imagine this is how desperate and how my need to satisfy this want, to satisfy it immediately, this is how it put me and my business in a tough situation, okay? Basically, in a nutshell, it was a payday loan for a business. From my understanding, it was a regular loan, but the way they marketed it to me was a little fishy, I guess. You live and you learn. But anyway, to make a long story short, it was a business payday loan, and look at the payment structure. The payment structure was daily payments. I saw daily payments come out of my account. I'm like, dang, what's going on? What are all these transactions 7 days in a row to this company? And I called them. They're like, yeah, the requirements of paying this back is every day. I'm like, what? Yeah, if you look on page 69 of the contract, it wasn't 69 pages. It was more like 20. Anyway, if you look on page 18 of the contract, the payments are blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that was monthly. They're like, no, that's actually daily. I'm like, damn. So anyway, the loan, I'm gonna write a book on this, by the way. So it's gonna come. It's a very detailed story. Funny, sad, stressful, but very inspirational because we made it. Anyway, it was a $20,000 loan, okay? And I ended up paying, I think, $25,000 back. And the daily payments, I don't remember exactly, but imagine seeing, daily. Yeah, it was crazy. Imagine seeing, how much was it? I don't want to over exaggerate, but let's say it was $150 every day, okay? What's that number? Okay, this happened a few years ago. And my need to basically, and I used that money towards our advertising, okay? And I'm basically like, man, we just lost like 200 clients. I need that back because revenue was here and I was here. Let me make this quick decision. So that $150, that's about right. $150 a day, that's about $4,500 a month, okay? So that $4,500 a month tore my cash flow up. It tore my cash flow up, right? And there was times like the first few months of doing it, it was like, okay, that's not bad. And then once I got to like, now I don't know if I'm sharing this information correctly. I think I was like month 4, 5. I forget what it was. But once I got to this particular month, I'm like, dog, I don't know if I can make payroll this week. Now, mind you, through the grace of God, I was able to pay my staff, right? But some of my bills, personally, I had to put on the back burner because I messed up. But I messed up based off of the decision and the feeling that I needed to satisfy. And my goal was take this $20,000 loan, put it towards advertising, we'll get those clients back, and we'll be back. That shit did not happen. and I was livid. It didn't happen. I think our revenue increased 5%, and it was rough. You know, I was in a very dark state at that time. Nobody actually noticed, but at that time it was very tough for me. And I'm like, dude, witness riches. We supposed to be out here having evidence of abundant wealth, and I'm out here making stupid ass decisions because I'm trying to satisfy this temporary want that I feel like I need immediately instead of actually truly earning it. And it wasn't until I actually, talked to a few clients, understood why they were actually leaving the program, and having an understanding like it's not like our program was bad. It was just that the client experience wasn't good. I'm like, dang, if I just work on the client experience, this is going to help us. So that's where my focus has been ever since. And we're getting better. But yeah, at that moment, that was crazy. But anyway, the point of this story is to let you know that a problem that many Americans face, and I have experienced this myself, okay? Everything that I'm sharing with you is based off of personal experience, okay? You're never going to find me in a position where I'm talking about something that I have no idea what I'm talking about, okay? And that's why I'm trying to help you all so you can learn from my mistakes, all right? So a big problem that people make is they're making poor purchasing and investment decisions based off of a need that they need to satisfy at the moment. And because we feel entitled, we make these decisions that satisfy our entitlement instead of actually truly educating ourselves and planning the decision out, right? If I were to actually have a true understanding of what was going on in my business and understanding that this won't be fixed overnight that I was expecting, one, I wouldn't have made that decision. And two, all that torment, pain, struggle, all of that, weight gain, all of that would not have happened. And a lot of times people are looking to come up quick, these get rich quick schemes. They're trying to make investments to get out of their financial problem when if you have a true understanding of, improving your finances and transcending financially is never overnight. It takes you working on it every day and building momentum. And then one day out of nowhere, you're like, dang, I just saved $1,000. Dang, I'm at $5,000 in my saving account. Took me a few months, but I'm there. It's about building that daily momentum. And you need to understand that it's not going to happen overnight, okay? And a lot of people, you, myself, we get in this mode where we need to satisfy our want immediately, and we end up making stupid decisions to do so. And they end up hurting our cash flow, blocking our vision for tomorrow, and putting us in a position where we were already struggling month to month. Now we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. We actually hurt ourselves more. We need to make better decisions. When you are acting on, potential moves that you're going to make, potential investments that you're going to make, whatever purchasing decision that you're going to make, if it's buying a car, buying a house, is this the best thing for me right now? And if it isn't, you need to rethink it and make a better decision. And ultimately, this brings us to the fifth and final top problem Americans face. Because of all of these issues, struggling to make ends meet, living for today, accumulating too much debt, and making poor purchasing and investment decisions, we're unable to enjoy our money. Because now we're living to pay these expenses. We're unable to enjoy our money. We don't have a savings, so emergencies arise all the time, so we're always fixing a problem. We're always paying off a car. We're not planning our vacations. We're not planning to build our business. We're not planning to invest in our children. None of that. So we're not able to actually truly enjoy it. We're not able to give back because we're constantly in this hole ourselves. And I feel like once we begin to focus on improving our finances, managing our money better, ultimately these problems will fade away. But it's actually up to you to understand that if you are to be successful, the only person who can make that a reality for yourself is you. You. And until you have that realization, until you have that understanding, until you can look yourself in the mirror and say, Jason, you are messing up, man. You need to get your money right. Until you have that conversation, you will continue to face these money problems. And sometimes, it takes more than one conversation. I'm at a point where things are a lot better for me, a lot better for my family, but it wasn't always that way. And I'll be honest, it took me many conversations with myself, being real, and then finally saying, you know what, enough is enough. I worked too hard for too long to continue to live this way. And to be honest, you have too. So that's all I gotta say, okay? I do have, for those of you who need help, okay, we do have a course in Transcend Financial Academy. Okay, it's our Black Lettuce course. Black Lettuce. Oh, we haven't talked too much about Black Lettuce. Okay, our Black Lettuce course, where basically I take you step by step on what you need to do to improve your financial picture. Okay, we talk about cash flow. We talk about things that are hurting your cash flow, and then we talk about ways to improve that, from restructuring your bank account to redirecting your income to structuring a budget, putting you on a spending plan, eliminating expenses, and basically setting you up to live according to your goals. What goals do you have for yourself? We're going to define that. All of that, we're going to create a plan for you that's going to teach you how to manage your money and win. And if you are someone who is interested in that, check out Transcend Financial Academy, okay? And a lot of people, they will sell these courses, $200, $300, $500, $1,000 sometimes. But I want to help people. I'm not trying to get rich off of you, okay? If you are someone who would like access to this program, I'm willing to give you access for just $19.99 a month on a month-to-month agreement, okay? There is no particular requirement on how long you need to stay within the program. You can stay in the program for 2 days. You can stay in for 2 years, 2 months. That's totally up to you. But if you are someone who would like to enroll in Transcend Financial Academy, you can enroll for just $19.99 a month. And the information is provided in the comment area, okay? If you are interested, you can enroll for $19.99 a month. Take the Black Lettuce course. We also have my credit repair course and also the credit building course, where I teach you how to improve your credit up to 200 points. You have all those courses for $19.99. Right now, we are working on improving some processes and systems within the business and working on redeveloping our manual. So I haven't had time to actually create more courses. But once we get all that done, I'm going to create some more courses. And all future courses, you also have access to under that $19.99 plan a month as well, okay? So just want to share that with you all. But I need you to understand that everything that I'm sharing with you, I have faced and I have overcome, okay? And if you are someone who is struggling with your finances and you would like to get information from someone who's been there, done that, Witness Riches is your go-to. All right. So let me see here. I want to thank you all for joining me this evening. Uh, uh, Fatacia Talupia Jr. He said, "That's the kicker. $20. Laters, dude." Hey, some people don't see the value. I can't please everybody. But at the end of the day, for those of you who are willing to listen and willing to make that small sacrifice in your budget to invest in yourself and get information that's going to help you transcend financially, this information is for you, okay? I do it for you. So I want to thank you all for joining me. Again, my name is Jason White. What I need you to know is Thursday we are going to have a giveaway. So make sure you tune in Thursday. And also make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, tag some friends who can use this information, someone who's struggling with the finances, someone that can relate to this and need to hear this. Please share this information with them. I would definitely appreciate it. But, we've been live for 46 minutes. I feel like I'm taking up a lot of your time. I'm going to allow you to get back to your family, all right? Thank you all. Again, my name is Jason White. I'm out. Ain't that what? Peace out, y'all.